What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, well, I guess I was meant to talk about injuries today because not only am I going to talk about the injuries that's happening in the WNBA, but also y'all see me sitting for a reason. I got hurt yesterday. I do, if y'all don't know, I do play softball. I play in a softball league, and yesterday, as I was rounding the bases, as I was running to second base, I felt in my calf. I did make the base. I hobbled over the base to second base, and I got a pinch runner in. But basically, I'm down for the count. I can't actually really stand. But I was like, you know what? Now we got to do this stream. We still doing it. But while I'm talking about the injuries in the WNBA, I feel their pain a little bit because, I can't really move. It's wild, man. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't get hurt, and I got hurt yesterday. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, Quita in the Morning starts now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Tulip says, speedy recovery. I guess you're on the injury list now. Yes. Yes, I am. Tulip, I am on the injury list. That is hilarious. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the show. Today we're going to be talking all about the injury status of various players in the WNBA. And we got some updates, some good updates, some not so good updates, some whatever updates. So yeah. Let's get into it. Also, guys, we're going to have some other stuff that we're going to talk about as well. But yeah, we're going to lead off talking about the injury status of everybody. Okay. Now, where do we stand? Ooh, see? I got to move my chair over there. Where do we stand? Well, there are a lot of injuries in the WNBA. We have reached that part of the season where just the amount of games that players are playing and the level of intensity of those games are starting to stack and stack and stack and stack. And it's getting to the point where people are just not healthy, right? Those little nicks that players felt early in the season has, in some cases, turned into full-blown injuries where they've had to miss several games. And teams have to weigh out what to do next, right? Teams have to add in a hardship player or two. Teams have to think about, okay, well, how do I have to change out my lineup? Some of the bench players, now I need you to step up a whole lot more and start, right? And it just feels like there is a groundswell of complaints around injuries. Injuries are a thing. We've had players get injured a lot before. This is not a new thing. However, with the amount of games in such close proximity to each other, it's leading a lot of people wondering, can we fix this for the future? Now, that's a thing that Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA staff have to worry about. But for this season, there's nothing left to do besides talk about some of those injuries. So we're going to go down the list and talk about what's going on with some of these players. What their status is, if we know their status. And then I'm just going to talk about what I overall think about where they're at. Okay? And we first start off with the Atlanta Dream. Ryan Howard, she has been out for a while. She originally got hurt in, I believe, Atlanta's game against the Fever last month. And she got like hurt I believe in the first half. She ended up coming back, but anyway. Anyway, she after that game she was listed as out, and she's been out for several weeks. She missed the All-Star game. Well, she was there at the All-Star game, but she couldn't play, and so they had to have a replacement player. Basically, when it comes to the Atlanta Dream, you know, one of the heart and souls of the team is Ryan Howard, right? You got Alicia Gray and you got Ryan Howard. Two peas in a pod. Those two have been rocking and rolling with the Atlanta Dream for years. And when them two are on the court together, good things happen. Now, unfortunately, we've seen, again, several weeks, a boatload of games without Ryan Howard playing in it. However, it does look like her return is imminent. What do I mean by that? Well, it looks like she might be returning as soon as this week. All right. She might be returning as soon as this week, at least according to ESPN. They have her listed as back on August the 7th. Will that actually happen? Not totally sure, but I'm hoping that she'll be back sometime soon. She did have a leg injury in that game against Indiana. W. Brazil says Howard came back in that game when she shouldn't have. Yes, I think I do tend to agree with that statement. W. Brazil. And of course, Kentucky Rick has to mention that Ryan Howard is an alum of Kentucky. His name would not be Kentucky Rick if he did not do that. Okay. Let's continue on, because that's not the only injury that the Atlanta Dream is dealing with, right? It's not just Ryan Howard. It's also Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner is listed as day-to-day right now. She did get hurt recently, and they just have her status as day-to-day. We'll see when exactly Brittney Griner makes her return back to the court. They also have her listed as coming back this week. Does she actually come back this week? We don't know. However, that's just something to note, okay? That is something to note about the Atlanta Dream, is that not only is Ryan Howard out, but we also have Brittney Griner out as well. And so, yeah, that's something to note. Also, guys, that's not the only injury that we have going on right now. Also, if y'all are wondering what type of injury, she has a neck injury. All right. She has a neck injury. Okay. So she did miss Sunday's game. And so we'll see when she comes back again. They do have her listed as day-to-day, and it's possible that she may be playing sometime this week. All right. Those are not the only two injuries for the Atlanta Dream. We also have Taylor Theory, who is out as well. Taylor Theory is also listed as day-to-day, I should say. And she ended up getting hurt during Sunday's game. And right now, we don't have an update on what's happening with Taylor Theory. But they also have her possibly returning sometime this week. All right. So for the Atlanta Dream, they have 3 players on the injured list. 2 are day-to-day, and Brittney Griner and Taylor Theory. And 1 is just flat out in Ryan Howard. All 3 should hopefully be back sometime this week. Next up, let's talk about the Chicago Sky, who are still dealing with a boatload of injuries. The Chicago Sky has had a rough couple of weeks with the injury bug. It started kind of early-ish on with Courtney Vandersloot tearing her ACL, and then it has continued since then. And so that's, not good, but, it is what it is. A couple of updates for you guys. We do have Angel Reese still out with a back injury. We don't have a update on when she will be back. There is no timetable at all for Angel Reese, so we just don't know. All right. We also have Ariel. We have some good news, some somewhat good news for the Chicago Sky as well. Ariel Atkins has been upgraded to questionable for today's game against the Washington Mystics. So Angel is for sure out. Ariel Atkins, who has been listed as just straight up out for a while, she's listed as questionable today, which is good to see. So a little bit of progress on that front. We don't know quite yet whether or not she's going to play, but yesterday at around 4:00, the Sky PR sent over their injury list, and that's what they have. They have Ariel listed as questionable. We'll see for an update probably closer to 3:00 or 4:00 today on exactly whether or not Ariel Atkins is playing. She's still dealing with a leg injury. We also have some updates as well about Haley Van Lith. Haley did play in the last game. She was listed as, I believe, probable for the last game. She did play in the game, but she's actually listed as questionable as well today. She is still dealing with a lingering ankle injury that is not totally healing up because, again, you just have a boatload of games. So it's hard to heal when you got games basically every other day. And then we also have Michaela Onyenwere, who is dealing with a knee injury. She is listed as probable. So for the Chicago Sky, they have 5 players out right now. We have one who is going to be out for the rest of the season in Courtney Vandersloot. We got Michaela as probable with the knee injury. We got Angel as out with the back injury. We have Ariel as questionable with a leg injury. And we have Haley Van Lith as questionable with an ankle injury. All right. Let's continue on. Now let's go to the Dallas Wings, guys. Now, the Dallas Wings are also dealing with some injuries, though not as bad at all like the Chicago Sky. Right. For the Dallas Wings, we have Maisha Hines-Allen, who is listed as day-to-day right now. She is questionable for today's game. And remember, guys, today the Dallas Wings do play the New York Liberty, so we'll see whether or not she plays. She's listed as questionable. She's dealing with an ankle injury. And of course, we also have Ty Harris, who is still out. Remember, guys, she's out for the rest of the season because she's already had surgery. She'll be back next year. All right. Continuing on, we're just going down the list of the various teams and what's going on with their injury list. For the Golden State Valks, we have 2 players on the injured list. One player who will not be back the rest of the season, which is Kayla Thornton. We already talked about it. She successfully underwent right knee surgery, and she's out for the rest of the season. We'll see her next year. And for the Golden State Valkyries, they also have Cecilia Zandalicini, who was out as well. She missed Sunday's game against the Las Vegas Aces. She's dealing with a foot injury, and they do have her estimated to return tomorrow, but we'll see whether or not that happens. All right, next up, let's talk about the Indiana Fever. Let's talk about the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever, they have 1 player on their injured list, and we all know who that is. It is Caitlin Clark. All right. She is dealing with a groin injury, something that has plagued her this season. And I believe it was yesterday, we heard Stephanie White do an interview with ESPN, just talking about what's going on. And of course, they did ask her specifically about Caitlin Clark and her status. And I want to play that clip of Stephanie White answering the question about Caitlin Clark and her injury status, because I think it's an important thing to hear straight from Stephanie White's mouth, and it seemed like she was reading. If you all, I'm not going to play the actual video. I'm going to let you listen to the audio. But if you actually watch the actual video, it looked like she was reading the statement. Or she like memorized it so much that she was just like going down the process. Anyway, here is what Stephanie White said yesterday about Caitlin Clark's status.
In and out of the lineup, obviously, with the injuries. You know, when you take a look at Caitlin Clark, one, what's her status? And also, what's the plan to get her back out there on the court?
Yeah, I mean, it's day-to-day right now.
Yeah.
We're really just putting no timetable on it, going through the rehab process, and then we want to reintegrate her from a strength and conditioning standpoint, and then get her back to basketball activities. So we're taking it one day at a time, really slow rolling it, slow playing it this time. She tried to come back a couple of times and just had setbacks along the way. So the most important thing for us is Caitlin's long-term health, getting her back to 100% before we put her back on the floor.
All that said, in and out of the lineup.
So you all heard what she said. You know, they're taking their time with Caitlin's return. They want her 100%. And my translation to what Stephanie White said, Caitlin's not going to be back until playoffs. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Like they're not going to have her out there until she is as close to 100% as possible. Because is it likely that she gets to 100% before the season's over? No. But, I mean, she'd probably get close enough there. And I do see her joining this team like right before playoffs. But we'll see. That's the updated information, which again is still no timetable. No timetable. Okay? Well, if you watched it, it looked like she was just staring straight into the camera. And they have teleprompters. Now, do I think that that they had a teleprompter? I don't know. But it looked like she was reading into the camera. But yeah, anyway, we don't know when Caitlin's going to come back. She's going to return in her process, likely for the playoffs. Like, I don't anticipate her being back for a lot of these games. But before the playoffs, I do think she does make her return. Probably with 1 or 2 games left to go in the schedule, just so she can get reacclimated with the team. And then, we kind of go from there. So if I had to give a estimated date, I would say the end of August. Probably by like the 31st or something like that. I do see her possibly coming back. So that's the update on Caitlin. Still, she's out indefinitely. They're not putting a timetable on it, and the team wants her to be 100% when she returns. Okay. Next up, let's talk about the Minnesota Lynx they've just been hit in the gut. The Minnesota Lynx, this is a team that they were trying their best to get to another championship. It was a lot of good things happening for the Minnesota Lynx. And then just like that, guys, tragedy strikes for the Minnesota Lynx. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that Nneka Collier is going to be out, guys. When we talk about how good this Minnesota Lynx team is, it in a lot of ways begins and ends with Nneka Collier. So the Minnesota Lynx, they did put out a statement yesterday, and I do want to put that statement on the screen so you all can read it for yourself. And we're going to talk through it real quick. I'm going to tell you my predictions about what's going on with the Minnesota Lynx, and we will move on. All right. And again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate your support. If y'all could, please do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. I make content all about women's basketball. So if that is your thing, please make sure to hit me up and let me know that it is your thing as well. All right. Here we go. So this is a statement that the Minnesota Lynx put out yesterday. They did give an update on Nafisa's injury status. And it says the Minnesota Lynx today announced the following injury update on forward Nneka Collier, who sustained a right ankle injury playing against the Las Vegas Aces on August the 2nd. After undergoing an MRI, Collier was evaluated by team physician Dr. Elna Gelsing at Mayo Clinic Square, where a right ankle sprain was confirmed. Collier will be reevaluated in the coming weeks, and further updates on her progress will be provided when available. So, translation, Nneka Collier is out for at least 2 weeks. She's out for at least 2 weeks. Now, is that not so great timing in terms of the MVP race? Yeah, sure, it's not that great timing. Right now, if the WNBA season ended today, my vote for MVP would be Nneka Collier. Now, with her being out, recency bias is absolutely a thing. So that's something to take note about. That could hurt her chances of winning the MVP. But ultimately the Minnesota Lynx are more focused on trying to not only get to the playoffs, but also just trying to get to a WNBA championship. And so we got to hope that Nafisa is okay. Right now, ESPN does have her return date listed as August the 19th. That's just a guess. We don't know exactly when she might return. But we do know it's going to be at least 2 weeks. We do know it's at least 2 weeks. And that when she's back, Dejanay Carrington would have been able to really gel with this team, and then they can make a serious run in the WNBA playoffs. But yeah, this is probably the best case scenario for Nneka Collier, because this could have been a even worse ankle sprain. So this is not that terrible, considering how bad it looked when it happened. So that's something to note. That is, no. There we go. That is your update, guys. Okay. Let's continue on. We do have some more updates to share with you all as well as we wrap up this segment. I do want to talk a little bit about the New York Liberty, because New York Liberty is another team that's not just looking to make the playoffs, but are looking to win a championship. And for the New York Liberty, they also are having a bout with injuries. Breanna Stewart is out. She had a bone bruise in her right knee, and she's been out for a while now. The idea is that she might end up returning in the next week or so. The estimated timeline for her return is listed as August the 16th. However, we don't quite know when exactly Breanna Stewart will be back. I think of Stewie and Nafisa in similar ways. It's more important for them to be really, really healthy coming into the playoffs than to return sooner. And so I think we could possibly see Breanna Stewart not return until closer to the end of the month than the 16th. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that, because again, the whole point of this season for both the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx is to win a championship. All right. That's the purpose. And so Stewie, is probably going to rest for a while and to get that bone really, really healed so she can return. We also have Kennedy Burke out for the New York Liberty as well. She is dealing with a calf injury, so I guess me and her are in the same boat there. She's gonna she's been missing a lot of games so far. She will be out for about another week or so as well. Her estimated return date is August the 16th. We also have Nyara Sabally out also. She is dealing with a knee injury, and so that's not good. And so hopefully she will be back next week. And so we'll see how that goes. We do also just have some overall updates for you all. Sika Kone is going to be out. She is on a temporary suspended contract. Her estimated return date is later this week on August 8th. We also have Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, who is estimated to join the Las Vegas Aces just in time for the WNBA playoffs. Her return date is going to be in September. Right now, it's listed as September the 4th. And so, yeah, that's what's happening on the injury front when it comes to the WNBA. And so, yeah, injuries are terrible. It's not a great feeling at all. However, it is what it is. This is the WNBA. Injuries happen. And so we'll see when some of these players will be back. I'm sure their teams will be waiting with bated breath on their return. But yeah, we'll see what happens from here. Guys, I also do want to just give you all a quick update on Player of the Month, Coach of the Month, all that good stuff that has happened. Also, I do want to take a look at the standings in the WNBA because why not? Why not? All right. So in terms of WNBA standings, we have the following. We do have the Minnesota Lynx as the top dog right now in the WNBA, followed by the New York Liberty, the Atlanta Dream, the Phoenix Mercury. At number 5, we got the Indiana Fever. 6, the Seattle Storm. 7, the Las Vegas Aces. And holding on to that number 8 spot, we have the Golden State Valkyries. On the outside looking in, we have the Washington Mystics, the LA Sparks, the Dallas Wings, the Chicago Sky, and the Connecticut Sun. So guys, that's where we stand right now in terms of league standings. And I gotta say, guys, I'm very much interested to see how the Minnesota Lynx wave this, how they ride this wave with Nafisa's injury. This is going to be something that's really, really going to be interesting to see. We all know how important Nafisa is to this Minnesota Lynx team, and like how they can both integrate Dejanay Carrington as well as just continue to get stack up wins. I think that's going to be super, super key. Speaking of Nneka Collier, guys, I got to talk about the players of the month, guys. The players of the month. This is a thing that's always celebrated at the end of every month. The WNBA takes a look back and sees who was the most valuable players of the past month. And for July, the players of the month include, of course, surprise, surprise, Nneka Collier, my pick for the MVP. She won the Western Conference Player of the Month award because she's fantastic. She averaged 23.1 points a game, 6.9 rebounds a game, 3.1 assists per game. Her team went 9-3 in the month. She was so great. And of course, she gets Player of the Month. Not a shocker at all. And also for the Eastern Conference, shout out to Sabrina Ionescu. She has had a fantastic month as well. Sabrina has been averaging 21 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game, and the stat I love the most, 6.6 assists per game, for Sabrina Ionescu. She has been stepping up, especially with Stewie out. I think that's been huge. That has been absolutely huge for the New York Liberty, and so shout out to Sabrina for that. And in the month of July, the New York Liberty went 6-4. All right, those are not the only awards that we have to hand out, because we got to talk about the coach of the month, right? And if y'all were guessing, who would the coach of the month be? I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious. It's clearly the coach of the month is clearly the best team in the league, and that is, of course, Cheryl Reeve. Because who else would it be? It's, of course, Cheryl Reeve, because, again, in the month of July, the Minnesota Lynx finished 9-3. They were rocking and rolling. Now, yes, you know, the situation of Nafisa getting injured, but technically that injury happened in August, not July. Anyway, shout out to Cheryl Reeve for that. And we have to round it out with another monthly award, which, you know, we love to talk about, and that is the Rookie of the Month, which goes to Paige Buckets. Okay, of course, Paige Beckers gets the Rookie of the Month. She did her thing. This is her second straight Rookie of the Month honor. I think she kind of has the Rookie of the Year in the bag. Yes, the Dallas Wings are a horrible team. And yes, Sonia Citron is having a really good season. However, I do put Paige above Sonia for not only Rookie of the Month, but also Rookie of the Year as well, because she's doing what she's doing at the point guard level. Yes, her team is absolutely terrible, but in terms of her production, it's looking really good, and she is a very valuable piece for this Dallas Wings team, even though Dallas is not good. So, yes. Is Sonia fantastic? Yes, she is. However, I do have Paige over her. In the month of July, Paige averaged 18.2 points a game, 3.2 rebounds a game, and 5.2 assists per game. All right, guys, and that's the stream. That's the stream. That's everything I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give you all a general look at what is going on in the W. So we talked about some injuries that's happening. And we talked about the honors for the month of July. Now, guys, that's it. I don't really have anything else y'all want to talk about. I do want to just make a note of some updates from yesterday's show. Yesterday we talked about Satu Sol and wondering where was she and what's going on that front. Satu Sol has been removed from the injury list. So that's why I did not talk about her earlier. She's removed from the list, so she is available. She will be available for the Phoenix Mercury games this week. And so that's something to note. So I'm happy to see that. Hopefully whatever that issue has been resolved with Satu Sol, and that she'll be able to finish out the rest of the season. Today we do have a pretty cool slate of games. We have the Dallas Wings versus the New York Liberty. That's happening later today at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We also have the Chicago Sky versus the Washington Misses. That game is happening in Chicago, but I will not be there. So if y'all are coming to the game and y'all wanted to say hi to me or whatever, I won't be there because I can't really walk. I'm hoping, I got fingers crossed that I'll be able to be there for the Thursday game. I'm hoping. But yeah, I won't be there today. I'll be watching on TV, but I will not be there. We also have the LA Sparks versus the Indiana Fever as well. That game is happening at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We have the Phoenix Mercury versus the Connecticut Sun also happening at 10 p.m. And then the third game also happening at 10 p.m. We have the Seattle Storm versus the Minnesota Lynx. All right, so those are the games that are happening today. In terms of predictions, I'm going to say Seattle over Minnesota. Phoenix over Connecticut. LA Sparks over Indiana. Washington over Chicago. And I'm going to surprise y'all and say Dallas over New York. Wild card, I know. And I know they in New York. But I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Anyway, those are my predictions. Those are my predictions. And so we'll see what happens on that front. Okay? All right. I don't think I need a wheelchair. I'm just hobbling around. Luckily, I can work from home, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to urgent care after this stream, and so we'll figure out what's exactly going on, and hopefully I don't know. Hopefully they figure it out, because I don't get hurt ever. Even when I played sports, I never got hurt. Never got hurt. And if I did, it was like shin splints or like ankle injury. Like, that's not a big deal. But like, yeah. Anyway, El Kune says, "Quitty, you tripping. If my libs lose, I'm blaming you." Hey, I absolutely think it's possible that they lose. Thank you so much, Nitro Dust, for the super chat. Says, "I put this in an AI app. Angel to LA for Hamby, a bench player, and draft picks. This would be insane. I see 18, 12, and 5. We need a trade deadline stream." We could do a trade deadline stream, but there's no way the Chicago Sky are trading Angel. I think if they do that, I'm pretty sure Jeff is guaranteed he's out of there. If he trades Angel, like I don't see that happening. I think that would be a disaster. It'd be horrible. But yeah. Anyway. BMA says the Washington Wall Street Journal story get ignored. Tell me you don't actually watch the WNBA without telling me you don't watch the WNBA. That was that story. That's my synopsis of that story. If you actually watch the WNBA, and if you actually watch all the games, you see that people get knocked upside the head. People get jumped, like players are jumping on other players' backs, and nothing is getting called. So like the idea of targeting, the idea of, oh, it's just her, there needs to be an investigation. Tell me you don't watch women's basketball without telling me you don't watch women's basketball. Okay? That's my statement on that article. It's ridiculous. Okay? All right, that's all I'm saying. Don't read it if you want to, whatever. But like I think it's stupid. I really do. I really, really, really do. So yeah, I'm not covering it because I think it's dumb, and I think it perpetuates a lie about the WNBA. Because if you actually watch the WNBA, like literally, I saw so many horrible missed stuff of players getting beat up on Sunday in Chicago, and the refs wasn't calling it. So it's not a one player thing. But if you just watch one team, and if you just focus on one player, you will see what you want to see. You will see what you want to see. Okay? Okay. All right. Because yeah, they're pushing it because that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. It's dumb. It's dumb. Very, very dumb. All right. Panda Melon said, "I just stopped engaging with all of this clickbait and all the people creating drama. Just watch the games and enjoy facts. Facts. Henry says Quita is heated, and I'm here for it. Am I heated? I don't think I am. Oh man. But yeah, seriously, like I just think it benefits to yeah, anyway. Nosy gamer, no fairness to them. No fairness to them. No fairness. Because you can talk about the bad officiating without making it focus on one player, because it's not just one player. Because you don't watch the rest of the games. You don't pay attention. Okay? It's just all the other terrible calls and non-calls. They don't get blown up, clipped out, and recycled on social media 5,000 times. So people don't know about it, and so people don't think it happens. But I tell you, if I had the time, I absolutely would go through just one game and point out all the stuff. Because it's a lot. And if you're looking for something, you're going to find it every time. Okay? Yeah, and slow it down. Yeah, that just doesn't happen with all the other players. It doesn't happen. And so it makes you think that, oh, it's something special. Oh, they're really targeting. When, dog, like, come on now. Let's be real. Anyway, that's the stream. I don't have anything else to say at all. That's it. The referees suck. It is what it is. Clearly, the WNBA is showing they're not going to do anything about it. All right? Clearly. Yeah, it would literally take too long. Like, I don't have time to do it. But I tell you, maybe once the season's over. I don't know. I gotta figure it out, because yeah, it truly is ridiculous. Yeah, she got ejected, and that was a fair ejection. Right? That was a fair ejection right there. Okay, anyway, that's the stream. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. If y'all could, please make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll probably be sitting for the rest of the week. I don't like sitting for the stream, because I feel like my energy level is like not high because I'm sitting. But anyway, thank y'all for rocking with me. If y'all could, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Let's see. Let me find my exit. All right, see you the next one. Bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set,